Soren Kierkegaard, he was a Danish theologian, and in his book, The Lily of the Field and the Bird of the Air, he discusses poets and this concept of how they may or may not be heroes. So, what do you think in terms of what we've been speaking about? Would you say poets are heroes, or what is your take on that?
I, I think that in our Persianite Islamic culture, and I say our because when you say Persianite, it doesn't just mean Iranians or people who speak Persian,
Mhm.
but anywhere really from the lands of the Balkans to modern Bangladesh, to southern India, etc. It's Persianite in the sense that Hafiz, Rumi, Sadi were being read, and there was Persian Sufi tariqas and stuff like that. In our tradition, I really do think that the heroes are poets. I mean, not the, just go setting aside. I'll get to that question of the element of our poets heroes, but our poets are the heroes for us as
Mm.
people. Um, if you look at American culture, the heroes are usually military people, right? The general who did the fort stand out. Oh, you live in Texas, actually. You
Yeah,
mentioned
I mean
in
Grant,
Texas.
Sam
What is it?
Houston, you know,
I think, but there was one famous
Alamo.
Alamo. Yeah, like these are the
Yes.
heroes of America or the military people. It's a very
Yeah.
military kind of oriented culture. The people who fought the Civil War, who fought World War II, et cetera, et cetera. And in other cultures, you find I don't know, different styles of people will stand out. So maybe religious figures or philosophers, like in Greek culture, those
Yeah.
people are their heroes. And you see this, but in Persianite culture, and again, encompassing that, really it is the poets who are the heroes. So if you ask Iranians, who are the greatest Iranians? They probably wouldn't say Zoroaster or Salman Farsi, radiallahu anhu, with all due respect to him, of course. They would say things like Rumi, Hafez. I mean, it's debate if Rumi's Iranian, but straight up 100% undebatable Iranians. They would say Khayyam, Attar, Sadi, Hafez. They really look up to these people more than any political leader, more than anything or another. In fact, actually, it's very ajib gharib, as we say in Arabic and Persian or Urdu. It's odd and strange for us when in other countries their politicians are their heroes. Because in Iranian
Mm.
culture, one of the things that's universal is that we tend to really hate the politicians, regardless of what orientation you're from. Really,
Yeah.
so we don't have politician heroes. We don't really have philosophy heroes. I mean, we had Islamic philosophers, but we don't consider them our heroes, right? It's like a nerd.
Mm.
The one, and I say that as a loving way. I'm a nerd, right? Well, that's our domain. We're worried about Mullah Sadran, Ghazali, and all those people. Not to necessarily call them a philosopher, but you know what I mean. But the poets are really kind of the heroes. So if you want to see who we build statues of, and the statues
Mm.
that are popular, because of course any government can come and go and build a statue of their guy, but the statues that people take photos in front of and post on the internet, they're of the poets usually,
Yeah.
or people who are in that kind of sphere. But in terms of our poets' heroes, I think that there are definitely some poets who died heroic deaths, who stood up to unjust people, who criticized the rulers of their day, who were exiled. And those are all kind of obscure figures. So maybe that isn't answering the question directly. But I think that poets maybe have a heroic mind. They have the mind of a hero, even if they don't live the life. So there's maybe their pen is the sword that they fight with.
Yeah.
But they definitely think in that epic scale to write things like the Shahnameh or the Masnavi. So maybe you can
Mm.
answer it that way.